Grace and peace, church family. Welcome to day 14 of our 21-day journey into Unshakable Faith. Today marks the end of our second week, and it's a special day of reflection and prayer. This week, we've been exploring what it means to live out unshakable faith through trust, action, and reliance on Christ. So let's take a few moments to reflect on what we've learned and how we can carry these lessons forward. This week's scriptures have shown us different dimensions of faith and action. We started in 2 Corinthians 5:7, which reminded us that faith means walking by trust, not by sight, even when we can't see what God is doing. In Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6, we learned that trusting God means leaning on Him instead of trying to figure everything out on our own. Abraham's story in Genesis chapter 12 verses 1 through 4 taught us that unshakable faith often calls us to take bold steps without knowing the full plan. James 2 verses 17 and 18 challenged us to reflect our faith in our actions because deeds show what we truly believe about God. Then Colossians 3 verses 23 and 24 reminded us that everything we do can be an act of worship when we work with all of our hearts for the Lord. Finally, Philippians 4:13, Paul showed us that our strength to endure and accomplish comes from Christ, not from ourselves. Together, these verses show us that unshakable faith transforms how we live. It's not just about what we believe, but how we trust, act, and rely on God in every part of our lives. This week's reflections have been such a personal reminder for me. Trusting God isn't always easy, especially when I don't see the full picture or when challenges arise. But these verses have reminded me that my strength isn't in my abilities, it's in Christ. God has been showing me areas where I need to trust Him more deeply and live out my faith in practical ways. It's been humbling, but it's also been such an encouragement to know that He is faithful and His promises never fail. Here are some key things to pray for as we reflect on the lessons of this week. Trust. Pray for courage to trust God's promises even when we can't see the full plan. Action. Ask God to help us live out our faith through deeds that reflect His love and character. Strength. Thank God for His strength, which helps us endure and accomplish His will. And gratitude. Express gratitude for God's faithfulness and the eternal rewards He's promised. Together, let's ask God to deepen our faith and help us live lives that honor Him in every way. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Reflecting on these scriptures has been such a blessing, and I hope they've encouraged you as much as they've encouraged me. As we move into this final week of the journey, let's carry these lessons with us. Faith isn't just about what we believe, it's how we live, how we trust, and how we serve. Let's keep walking in unshakable faith together. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow for day 15 as we begin the final stretch of this journey. Until then, stay rooted in Christ and trust in His promises.